I remember there was a pizza parlor when I was a kid. His name was Nick the Greek. Tremendous pizza, even though he was Greek. Like, we let it slide. He put the Sicilian by the window, and it was the flies would land on it. It was like the airport for the flies. They would land. We would break his balls, Nick. But I remember I went down to Quaalude one night, fucked up to the gills with vomit all over my shirt. And every time he'd see me, he'd call me King Belushi. That's when Belushi almost died. And he would, for years, he called me King Belushi. And there was another kid who had a beard, and he called him Ayatollah Khomeini. Like, he had nicknames for us. But that's a weird, it bothered me after a while. He would call me Belushi. And when Belushi died, it really started bothering me. Like, am I next? He would call me Belushi to my face. Look who it is, fucking Belushi.
Whoa.
I was fucked up. I went in there one night on a Quaalude and opened up the red pepper and threw it at him. But I used to sell him jewelry. Like, I would sell him stolen jewelry. Me and Nick were tight. Nick was the pizza parlor 50 yards from the high school. And you could run a tab with Nick. And I used to give Nick jewelry, and he would look at me and he would go, "Speak. How much do you think that's worth?" Because jewelry was $800 an ounce at that time, gold. And I would bring him jewelry. He would look at it and then take it, give me money, and put it in one of his pockets from his apron. So 2 days later, I'd go in there and go, "Nick, let me use your bathroom." And I'd go in there and stick my hand in the apron and take the jewelry back. And then a week later, I'd go back to him, "Nick, how much for the ring?" And he'd look at me, and he was racist as fuck. Like, he would either call me Belushi or Speak to my face, like it didn't matter. There was a kid, this is on Kennedy Boulevard. This is a big boulevard. And there was a kid that would come in there, and I'm still dear friends with, that his family had money, and he would go in there and buy a slice of pizza, but he would cross the street because the iced tea across the street was a dime cheaper. Remember when iced tea came in those fucking cardboard, milk cardboards?
Yeah.
He would always cross the street. So Nick would be having a conversation. It was like, "What's going on?" And also he'd go, "What's?" And we go, "He went across the street to get the ice cream." He would fucking flip out. He'd run from behind the counter, run onto Kennedy Boulevard. Hundreds of people would be out there. And he'd yell at the kid, "Tony, you fucking Jew." "You fucking Jew." The kid wasn't Jewish. He was Italian. He was just cheap and shit like that. That's it.
10 cents. You got to be pretty cheap to run across the street for 10 cents.
It was 45 cents for the iced tea, but at Hashways it was 35 cents. And he would run across the street. Then the Hashways Deli was great because the mother was losing her hair. So every time you got a sandwich, you get a little piece of hair in your food. And so you wouldn't get hair. You'd go, "Miss Hash, you didn't get any no hair today." Everything had a little piece of a hair in it. The macaroni salad.
Christ.
And you ate it. Who gave a fuck? It was tremendous. She made the best roast beef on rye in the world. But in fact, the whole family, her and her son were losing their hair. And I learned from her son, like her son was losing his hair, but he couldn't control his emotions about it. He went to everything, Joe. He did the fucking stitches. He would spray paint his hair. He was one of those guys. The hat, like he tried, but the head just kept falling out. He had the male pattern, whatever. We were kids.
But the mom had it too.
The mom had it.
Maybe it was something in the house.
I don't know what it was.
Fucking nuclear testing.
And the dad had it, and the brother had it. And everything you got there had a little piece of hair on it, dog. Whatever you got always had hair. If you didn't get hair, you were like beat. You're like, "Miss Hash, what's up? No hair today."
Did you say it to her face?
Oh, we used to torture her all the time.
No.
We love Mrs. Hash. So
that's right. There's okay.
So what? Everybody's going to be trying to bet Cerrone. Whatever. What's the line at Cerrone right now? So you could I get what this is.
Plus 260 for
Plus
him.
260.
And over under 1.5 rounds.
But if I go over 1.5, what do I make? I make a little more money, don't I?
The under would be the little bit plus. The plus 105 for under. So I guess the money is on the over right now. It's minus 135.
How can the fucking money be in the over where people
Slight. It's very slight though.
Okay.
Look at this. Diego Ferreira is the favorite over Anthony Pettis. That's an interesting fight right there.
So right there, they know something we don't know.
That's interesting. Diego's very good. He's a very good fighter. But
Holly Holm, Rachel Pennington.
Yeah, that's a good fight. That's
She's Holly Holm's given, right?
Excuse me?
She's a favorite, Holly.
Yep.
Yeah. Rachel Pennington is tough, man. She's very tough. Pennington is one of those chicks that, like, she's had some last-second wins, like against Ashley Evans Smith. One of the like wildest endings in a female fight. She gets her in a bulldog choke and chokes her unconscious with blood spraying out of her forehead. It was a wild finish, man. See if you can find that finish. Ashley Evans Smith, Raquel Pennington finishes Ashley Evans Smith.
So right now, what does that look like, Donald Cerrone against Conor? What's the money look like? I don't understand money lines.
I don't know. I would be just talking out of my ass.
If you bet $100 on Cowboy to win and he wins the fight, you'd get $260. So you'd collect $360.
And if you bet 100 on Conor,
you'd have to bet $320 to win 100 on Conor.
All right,
so he's minus 320.
The only way you can win this weekend is with Conor. And you see Conor going in there and knocking him out in the first round in the under. But if Fucko wrestles him and it goes 5 rounds, I don't see a lot of people betting Conor in the over. Conor looks so good that people are expecting Conor to go in there and knock him right out.
This is Raquel Pennington's fight. So just go to like towards the end of it. It was a wild fight, man. And Ashley Evans Smith is the woman who beat Fallon Fox, the transgender fighter. She stopped her in her fight right before she came to the UFC. But it was just a wild fight, man. These girls were going to war. And so at the very last, I think it was like the last second of the fight, she's locking her up in this bulldog choke, and this is why. Look at blood is spraying out of her head. Oh, they don't show the finish. That's UFC is sneaky like that. They don't want you to see the tap or the knockout. Like, I don't get it, guys. I work for you. I love you. Show everybody the choke. Why are you hiding the choke? Anyway, maybe it's just a time constraint, but she got her in this bulldog choke. Blood is squirting out of her head, and then at the end of the buzzer, she lets go, and the girl's out cold. And it was just like, whoa. It was like one of those fights, just whoa! Like when it's happening, you're like, holy shit! You see something that's just primal. There's moments in fights that are just primal. And sometimes those moments are like, they're almost surreal. Like when Francis Ngannou knocked down Alistair Overeem. Boom! You're like, Joe! Just primal. Just what?
Who cut his lip? Who fucked up?
Oh, Rosenstrike. Oh my gosh. Rosenstrike's now going to fight Francis. Jairzinho, Rosenstrike, and Francis Ngannou.
Where?
Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio. God damn, that's a crazy fight. Oh, I almost wish more people knew how tough Rosenstrike is. You see the fight with Alistair Overeem, and you go, well, Alistair was kind of outpointing him, and then he caught Alistair slipping, really with like 10 seconds left to go in the fight, and hit him with a bomb and broke his lip open. That's true, but he still absorbed everything that Alistair threw at him. Never looked like he got shook at all. And we're talking about a guy in Alistair who's knocked out Junior Dos Santos, knocked out, it was the K1 Grand Prix champion.
Grand Prix. Tremendous
the way he knocked out Todd Duffy in Prague.
He knocked out our boy.
Was it Rising?
He kneed your boy there, the Great White Hope. What's his name?
Mark Hunt?
No, the other. He's not the Great White Hope. He's a Australian killer.
Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar. That's a perfect example of him. But meanwhile, Rosenstrike just walked through all that. And I'm not suggesting that the Alistair of today, he's had a long career, that he's as durable and as big as he was when he fought Brock Lesnar. It's really two different guys at this point. But still, Rosenstrike is a fucking beast. He's so strong, man. And he's got legit kickboxing skills.
What do you see
he can fight
this weekend, G-Money?
This is what it seems to me. It seems to me that Conor McGregor has an advantage in being able to close the distance, and maybe a speed advantage. This is a perceived thing based on seeing them fight different people. Cowboy, when he's at his best, is remarkably well-rounded. And I think he's more well-rounded than Conor. I think Cowboy has a lot of tools that people forget about, particularly his takedowns are excellent. Cowboy can submit the fuck out of you. He submits a lot of people. He's nasty off his back. He's got wicked triangles. I could see, if this went to the ground, Conor getting submitted by Cowboy in a triangle. What I couldn't see is Cowboy getting submitted by Conor in a triangle. I could see Cowboy submitting Conor. I don't think it's impossible for Conor to submit Cowboy, but I don't see it. I think Conor can win by knockout.
Yes.
He's very fast.
Yes.
His left hand is a fucking piston, and he's sneaky, and he's got nasty uppercuts, and he's got a killer instinct. When he has you hurt, he fucking bombs on you. And the Eddie Alvarez fight is the best example of that. Eddie Alvarez was a world-class fighter, and Conor McGregor took it to him like no one has ever done in his career, tuned him up, made him look like he had no business in the cage with him. Now, for Eddie, he said like he just fought a bad fight, and I believe him. Eddie's a world-class fighter. But the point is, in go time, Conor McGregor handles pressure as much or better, as good, as well or better than anyone who's ever lived. He handles pressure so well. Catches Floyd Mayweather with an uppercut in a fight where he's so outclassed. He has 0 boxing matches, and he's fighting the greatest boxer of all time in one of the biggest pay-per-view cards ever. It's nuts, right? So he can handle pressure. He lost that fight because Floyd's a way better boxer. But he handled the pressure. The pressure against Aldo. Talked so much shit for a year. Going on tour together. Tearing pictures of him. Stealing his belt. Gets in front of him. Flatlines him in 13 seconds. Perfect punch. Perfect execution. Like measures him with one left hand before that. Steps back. He dives in with the left. Bang! Catches him coming in. It's perfect. Under pressure. He's not the kind of grappler that Nurmagomedov is. He's not in that category.
Does he have pressure on this fight?
Oh, he's got so much pressure. He fought the guy who everyone's terrified of, and at least he made it into the 4th round, right? Wasn't it a 4th round submission?
Yeah.
And he probably wasn't really prepared for that fight. You think about how much time he'd been off of MMA, how much time he'd been working on, just boxing, and then spending all that money because he made like $100 million. The question for me is, who is Conor right now? Is Conor McGregor the same guy that knocked out Dustin Poirier when he was a savage? Is he the same guy that knocked out Diego Brandao? Is he the same guy that knocked out Jose Aldo? Is he the same guy who knocked out Eddie Alvarez? Or is he just some new thing because all this money and all this fame and all this attention, he likes to party and all, what is he now? If he's the same guy, and physically, there should be no reason why he isn't. He hasn't taken any terrible beatings. Even the Nurmagomedov fight, he stopped him with a choke. If he is the same guy physically and he decides he wants to let the world know that he can still do it, and who gives a fuck how much money he has in the bank? He wants to let the world know he's here to fuck people up, and he's here to reclaim his crown. If he goes into the fight with that attitude, I mean, we could certainly see a resurgence. The question has always been whether or not a rich man has the motivation to work like a poor man. And he's a very rich man. We don't know. Everybody's different. Mayweather fought hard to the day he died, or excuse me, to the day he retired. And Mayweather, when he was during his career, was rich like from like a couple of years in. He was rich. He was rich, so he was always rich, and still fought like the best in the world, and still trained like you have to train to be the best in the world.
What type of gaps was he taking in between fights, guys? This has been a long gap before it's not fair.
Yeah.
Before Nurmagomedov, it was a long gap.
It's true.
The game has evolved a lot. Mm-hmm. In a real world, like again, what you heard me telling Jamie was basically this. In the real world, Cerrone, what's he done in the last 5 fights, Cerrone?
He's had some ups and downs.
Lost
to Gagey, lost to Masvidal, lost real bad to Darren Till. The Darren Till one was a bad one.
So out of the last 5 fights, he's 2-3 is what you're telling me.
Lost to Tony Ferguson. Beat Al Iaquinta, though, and looked real fucking good doing it. So he's lost 2. The Gaethje fight, and he beat Mike Perry, which was a really good fight for him because Mike Perry is a big, scary guy, throws bombs. So he beat him. Lost to Leon Edwards. I think he was sick coming into that fight, but, lost either way. And beat Yancy Medeiros in a wild fight.
So I'm just saying that in the real world, he should take him out. People looking at him. I don't think this is going to be that easy of a fight. I like it. I like the over. I love the over. I can't pick a side yet.
Yeah.
But I love the over. I could see everybody betting McGregor to win round 1 and something crazy happening. I mean, in a perfect world, maybe his chin's been a little suspect lately, Donald. I don't know.
I don't think so. I think he's just been fighting werewolves. He's been fighting the toughest guys in the world. Look, everybody's chin's suspect if Darren Till is smashing your fucking nose open with an elbow. That dude's an animal, and he's big as fuck. When Darren Till fought Cowboy, he was so much bigger than him. There was the difference between a really big welterweight and a guy who came up from lightweight. Darren Till's a giant dude. I mean, his nickname's the Gorilla. So here we go. Yeah, he beat Iaquinta. He beat Alexander Hernandez. That was a fantastic fight.
You can't write this kid out.
Hernandez is a young, tough guy who's talking mad shit. But there's a giant difference between, no disrespect, to a Hernandez and a Conor McGregor.
Yes.
Conor McGregor's used to those bright lights, man. He shines. He shines under those bright lights. To me, the question is really just whether or not he has the motivation to train and fight like a fucking madman again, like he did when he was younger, when he was smashing people. And for Cowboy, it's whether or not he can survive the early storm. I think getting his leg kicks working would be very big because Conor likes to take that long stance. Conor takes that long stance, and he fights right leg forward. He fights southpaw. And if Donald can fuck up that right leg, he can figure out a way to attack that right leg. Knees to the body coming in. He's got to avoid the punches, though.
Yeah, if he's up there with, who did I say he's with? He's with Sergio Pettis' coach up there. He's training.
Yeah, you said Duke Rufus Sport.
If he's at
Milwaukee
Rufus Sport for this camp, they're probably working on a lot of kickboxing. But I guarantee Woodley and him are doing some wrestling takedown because he knows that's where the money's.
Woodley has a big fight coming up. Woodley's going to fight Leon Edwards, and Leon Edwards is a dangerous man. It's like that's a big fight, and Leon Edwards, for whatever reason, is not known as much as he is skillful. He beat Cowboy, like we said, and he's the guy that got in that crazy brawl with Masvidal backstage. Masvidal hit him with the 2-piece in the soda. But that guy's a tough guy, super highly skilled guy. And Leon Edwards and Tyron Woodley, that's a very high-stakes fight that a lot of people aren't talking about. Like, that's the fight for the number one contender. Because if Tyron emerges or if Leon emerges and it's a big fight and the fight goes well, that person is almost certainly at least considered, other than Masvidal, who's the fan favorite, and then the rematch. Those are the two possibilities. The rematch with Colby and Usman. Other than that, you want to see the winner of Tyron Woodley and Leon Edwards. It just makes sense. It makes sense that would be the next one, or Masvidal. That's how I would look at it. I would look at it that way. I would look at it like there's a lot of options. There's a lot of options for that division. And now Conor's talking about fighting Usman. That would be bonkers. So if Conor beats Cowboy and decides he feels great at this weight, he feels confident now and dedicated, he wants to make a run at the freaking champ, there's a big size difference between Usman and Conor. Usman is a big person. He's got a thick frame.
A lot of those 170 guys are big. Joe. They're big.
Colby's a big fella. Colby's a big fella.
Tillman's big. So is fucking Masvidal big. They're big at 170.
Yep.
There's somebody else at 170 that's deceiving as fuck too.
I think Masvidal's in the sweet spot. He's not too big where he has to kill himself to make the weight, but he can obviously knock out welterweights easily. He's knocked out a lot of welterweights. I mean, the Ben Askren one is fucking preposterous, but of course, just even the beating that he was putting on Nate Diaz, Masvidal can fuck people up at 170. I think him versus Conor would be insane.
Right. And I said to her, like, the last time I saw the two of you, you were like kissing and telling each other how much you loved each other, and then like 16 years passes and it's the worst like divorce that Texas has ever known. That's what divorce lawyers were saying. Like,
how's it the worst?
Oh, they just
because it went national,
and they just hated each other so much. I mean, they hate each other.
Sad.
I said, and now Alex has got a staff of like 75 people. With like these giant hangers for his supplements, his male vitality supplements.
Have you ever seen the video of when Joey Diaz and me are in Alex's studio? and Joey realizes that it's on the internet. So because it's on the internet, he can say whatever he wants. So we go live, and Alex goes, well, actually, from here on out, we're on the internet, so you can kind of say whatever you want, but try to keep it clean. And the look of, for Joey Diaz, it was like the cat who saw the canary and realized that the cage was open. And so he's telling some story about smuggling weed through the airport. Listen to this.
It's time to listen to your congressman or your governor or even the president.
This is a political
president, and he's hitting you with that same food shit that they give you every 4 years, and you still vote for the Momo, and then you get mad. Think about me saying the word fuck. With that, I'm out of here. I gotta go smoke a cigar.
Hold on a minute. We gotta say bye here to
very
everybody.
solid points.
Don't do the. No, I know. Joey, you get it.
I'm with you, but this is just to let the American public know that every 4 years they buy the same shit they've been buying every 4 years, and the same people with
This is
their
2010.
Harvard articulation and how they don't curse, and they're Christians and they have a family, and these are the same people that shove it up your fucking ass every year. The one thing that you'll get about me is I'll say fuck, but I will not fucking rob you. If I need something, I'll ask you like a man.
You're gonna hey.
Go fuck yourself, you cunt.
Hold on 1 second.
Take a joke, take a shuttle. Joey Diaz, Facebook, Twitter, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Big dicks in your ass.
Get out of here. You're in trouble. I'm the umpire. This is the. I'm throwing. All right. Listen.
Stay black, because that's the most important.
Okay.
He made Alex speechless.
He's the funniest man that's ever lived.
Do you think Alex regrets all of this?
No! Alex is great. I have a good time with Alex. I'm telling you.
No, when I say all of this, I mean, do you think Alex regrets the fact that the spotlight is on him in a kind of unprecedented way? Do you think he doesn't?
No!
You don't think a part of him is like stressed out by
What?
this? Honestly, you don't think
He's
so?
fine. I've never met a guy in my life that has more Teflon when it comes to stress. Like, well, I've been kind of stressed out lately, but I go to the gym and feel fine. Had a cheeseburger. Probably shouldn't have had that shit. Yeah. Trying to stick to my diet, but it's hard. He doesn't give a fuck, man. Like, he's a weird guy. Like, he's got a very unusual constitution.
You guys sit in the back of the Comedy Store and talk shit, right?
Yeah, we talk to each other, but it's fun. It's practice. It's like we're
awesome.
making other comedians laugh.
That'd be awesome, though, to be a fly on the wall watching a bunch of comedians just talk shit to each other, not even worried about other people, not trying to make anybody laugh but themselves.
We all talk shit unless Joey's around. Then when Joey's around, just try to get him riled up. when Joey's around, my main goal is try to get him angry about something and just hear him go off. And that's when the magic happens. It's got to be something. You got to bring up some fucking band he doesn't like or some food that's bullshit. And next thing you know, he's throwing his arms back and he's fucking
Somebody orders the ranch sauce with their salad. With chicken wings.
With chicken wings, yeah. Just that one statement. It's blue cheese with wings or go fuck your mother. It's just, and it's just the way he says it too. So when we're in the back and Joey's back there, we just let Joey rant. We just try to get him riled up. I mean, we'll have conversations with him if he just wants to have a conversation. But half the time, it's like a game of, you're hanging around with the funniest guy ever. If you can get that guy to laugh and get that guy to make everybody laugh.
Just poke and prod.
Yeah, just have fun with them. But he would always do that. Like, no one could figure that out. We'd do these gigs on the road. And right before Joey would go on stage, he'd get mad at us. He'd get mad at you for whatever reason. He goes, you guys with this fucking laptop and this shit in the fucking green. It's the fucking green room. Let the green room be the green room. So, what are you going to do? You're going to show him your dick? You're going to do it? And he would like go into this thing like, how deep you going to get into this fucking internet life? Let these fucking people behind the scenes would just go off. And they were like, why is Joey so mad? I'm like, he's getting fired up to go on stage. That's what he does. Comes back, he's not mad at you. He just decides, like, this is what it's going to be.
Yeah,
this is what it's going to be.
Poor bastard's like, I'm just trying to do some emails.
I'm just streaming on YouTube.
What's his deal?
What the fuck is this streaming? What the fuck is that? What the fuck are these kids doing with the fucking streaming? And the next thing you know, boom, bang, everybody's on the floor, dying laughing. He would get fired up, and then he'd go on stage already at 10, It's a really smart thing.
Yeah.
Just get mad, just get annoyed right before you go on stage. Just get annoyed at anything. What kind of fucking mustard is this? What kind, Joe Rogan? What kind of fucking mustard is this? Back in Jersey, they had the mustards with the seeds. Fucking brown, dirty mustard. It looked like it came out of someone's asshole. And he would just whatever it was, he would just start ranting about it and get angry, and then he'd go on stage like at 10. So it could be anything, man. It could be a fucking TV show that's on he doesn't like. It could be the pair of sneakers you're wearing. It could be, I don't like the way you're doing your notes. He'll just say, he yelled at me once for having a notebook. I came to the improv with a fucking notebook, and he goes, "What are you doing with the fucking notebook?" And I go, "It's not, that's why I keep my notes." And he's like, "What, do you want everybody to know you're writing? Carry this fucking notebook around?"
Yeah, like you're doing it to show the world that you take your job serious.
Some people do. But I mean, that's better than not doing it. You know, even if you're like even if you're writing to fake that you're writing all the time, just that's definitely better than not writing. Carry that notebook, man. Encourage notebooks. I'm pro notebook.
You guys got the notepad right here.
Dude, you gotta write shit down.
You do.
I don't look at 90% of it. There's a lot of stuff in here that I have no idea what the fuck I wrote. But occasionally, I feel like one day I'm gonna wise up, and I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna go over these notes, and something's gonna make some sense. But nope, all looks like nonsense. Chicken scratch and nonsense. Page after page of it, Kyle Kingsbury. And yeah, we were talking about Joey getting in trouble though. He just texted me about it.
How's Joey Diaz getting in trouble with what? The MMA community?
Yeah.
MMA outlets? They have nothing to do?
Well, here's the thing though. I see where they're coming from. They're journalists. If someone says something that outrageous about what Mackenzie Dern's derriere must
he said, I think your ass smells great right now,
yes,
or something like
something
that.
along those lines.
Oh, you're talking about the comic Uncle Joey said this?
Yes, the comic Uncle Joey. But I get it. I get where they would, and then Vinny Magalhaes backed him up. I get it.
Backed up Joey?
Yeah, he backed up Joey. He said something like, and tasty too.
Yikes.
Yeah, yikes. I get it.
I don't get it. That's Joey Diaz, the great comic who's commenting on a hot girl in the UFC. He is not a writer. He's not a journalist. These writers have nothing to do. So they're like, how can we get hits? Let's talk about Joey Diaz.
Right.
Because no one's reading any of our shit.
I agree with you in somewhat, but he definitely did do it. Like, it ain't a bad... Here's my thing. They can say whatever they want about what he said, but if he was your friend and he texted you that, you would do what I did... Look, because I'll show you. He fucking texted me that before he tweeted it.
Of course.
I love that Joey texts now. Joey never would text message. But
Oh,
now
I
he's
hope he doesn't keep
Joey
texting.
Diaz is a full-on texter
Is
now.
he?
Yeah.
He still
text you.
calls, though. He called me
yeah.
last week.
Most of the time he calls. But he texted me. Yeah.
It's Joey
Right there.
Diaz, man.
See? Sorry, folks. I wish I could let you in. You can go Google what he said. I'm trying to be respectful.
It's Joey Diaz. He can say whatever he wants. He doesn't work for the UFC. He's not at
You're
Mackenzie
right.
Dern's
You're
gym.
right. I'm glad he does. I'm glad he does think like that. I'm
Hell
glad he does
yeah.
send me texts like that. But if I was a news website and I was going to report on first of all,
You want
anybody
clicks.
who reads, yeah,
You want clicks.
for sure. That's what they want. But also, anybody who reads that, are you really? You're either going to be like me, or you're like you're going to start laughing,
No, it's
or you're going to
90
get really upset.
Really upset.
And then you're not a Joey Diaz fan anyway. It
No,
doesn't matter.
if you
He's not
read
gonna-
that, 95% of that is dudes reading it are like, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
the
95%.
5% are like, what the hell? What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
How could you report this?
yeah, I think that's a good number. 95.
95% of dudes are like, that's hilarious. I was wondering the same thing.
Some women will get upset though, and rightly so. If
Oh,
I
no.
had just imagine if you were a dude and there was some big old giant Alexander Carellin looking dude who wanted to fuck you, and he was always making jokes about what your must smell like. Just stop. Just stop and think of what that would feel like. That wouldn't be a good time.
If you're Mackenzie,
If you're anybody that someone is saying those things about, right? I'm just trying to be open minded.
you're being
going all
super
social
open-minded.
justice
You
warrior
kind
on
of
you here.
are.
A
No,
little
if you
bit.
turn social justice, I'm
I
fucking
can't.
out.
I can't.
I'm out.
It's not possible.
I feel
It's not
sick
possible. But what I'm saying is, if you look at it from the position
of the MMA writer.
of the person whose butthole is in question, that would be an uncomfortable position to be in, right? bunch of people talking about what you smelled like. Were you just trying to make a living on TV?
Just trying to make a living.
Just trying to choke a girl?
You know what that is? It's also Joey Diaz being complimentary.
Yes.
You know, it'd be one thing if she was not an attractive female or something like that. She's
agree.
obviously very attractive, which is what makes this funny.
I agree, 100%. I agree.
Now, if he tweets out, I wonder what Black Beast asshole smells like, something like that, to fully redeem himself, that's fine too.
I don't know. He might.
He might.
Yeah, I don't know if he can get away with that.
He might just to throw it up there to give those Cheeto fingers something to write about.
Joey's coming on with Yoel Romero.
I cannot wait for that. I cannot. It's going to be a complete.
That's the craziest podcast ever. They're going to talk in Cuban and Spanish, obviously, and then go back and forth. And then go
Translate for
English and whatever he can't get, Joey's going to help him out with. You know, like if I talk too fast or if I say something he doesn't understand, Joey's going to jump in. Then they're going to go.
It's going to be awesome. It could be awesome or a complete shit joke, but it's probably going to be awesome. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. With you and Joey, anyone.
Joey's he's a great entertainer. Like, people don't understand. Like, part of the reason why he's so funny is he knows what's entertaining for you.
Correct.
Like he knows how to be the life of the party. Like no one. Callan's pretty goddamn good at it too.
Callan's up there. Callan can entertain a room.
Callan can take over a room and
with some of the
bring
best
the
of
party.
them.
I
Yeah.
think that's his best art form.
Me too.
Honestly, I've told him that. I think that your best art form is like inappropriate comedy around people who are trapped.
Correct. We're stuck at a party or some shit.
Yeah, you're at a plane with him or something, and he can't go anywhere.
He's the funniest person. He's made me laugh harder off stage than anyone.
Almost anybody.
It's so ridiculous.
He's right there. He's right up there off stage with Joey. But on stage, Joey is just. He's on
Different
another
animal.
especially right now. He's on another planet. Yeah, I didn't think of it at all that way. I thought of the podcast as just fun.
Yeah.
Just something to do for a goof. And I did it for years, like irregularly, before I ever wound up committing to it.
But like every few weeks and then a couple
like
in a
do
row.
it in the green room. We would do it in the green room. Joey Diaz would always get mad. Shut the fucking thing off. You guys are always fucking online. You're fucking around online. Shut it off, Joe Rogan. He would get mad. I'd be like, people like it. You're wasting fucking time on the internet.
Yeah. I was
Meanwhile,
relentless.
that's like the biggest part of his life now.
I know.
His podcast is gigantic for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just did it the other night. He was so high. he fucking gave me I forgot where his studio was, so I said, send me the address again. So he sends me the address. I fucking pull up on this dark road, and I go, oh, he must have switched his studio or something, because this isn't the old one. So I go, oh, what the fuck? It's a house? I guess he's doing it in the back of his house. I ring the doorbell. It's his house. He was so high, he gave me his fucking home address instead of the studio. I'm texting him. I'm out front. Dog,
Where
I
are
don't
you?
see you out front.
I'm looking. The fucking street's empty, Greg Fitzsimmons.
And I walk in, and he's chewing down those, what are they, Black Star or something?
Oh, God.
He's got a bong going. He's had mushrooms. Lee Syatt is sitting there. His eyes are shut. His eyes are shut. I don't know how he sees the equipment.
I don't know how he does it. Because Lee can't handle it. You could look in his eyes sometimes. Like, I've been on his show before, and when someone says something, I always feel like we're having a conversation.
Right.
Someone says something, I go, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
And then we're having a talk. But if you say, like, Lee said something, I go, what does that mean? And he was like, it's him lock up, like, it's just way too high to have this conversation. He was talking about how, he was like, it seems like audio is the thing of the future. I go, what? What do you mean? And he goes, well, it just seems like people, like, they're always on their phones while they're on TV or they're watching a movie, they're talking on their phone, or they're looking through their phone, or they're listening to things while they're doing other things. I go, what? I go, wait a minute, you're listening to things while you're watching TV. You're was playing with their phone while they're watching TV, and he's like, he's fucking paranoia wash over him like a tidal wave. I'm like, I gotta leave this poor guy alone.
Well, because
he's too high.
Joey makes him do everything he does.
Not only does Joey do that, Joey swaps edibles on him. Like, Lee, try this. It's only 50 milligrams. And he'll take a 500 milligram pot and he'll put it in the wrapper of a 50 and twist it back up. Eat this. It's mild. It's mild. I had 4 of them. And so he gives him enough to make you reconsider your existence in the universe.
While he's running the soundboard. And he doesn't fuck up. He's a good engineer.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if it's healthy to be around Joey all the time like that. Like it can be really dangerous.
Well, also Joey's so good to him. You know, they just have like a very, very unique relationship, man. Yeah. I mean that's a goddamn show, that relationship right there, because Joey's like a father figure to him, kind of.
Yeah, in some insane way.
Yeah.
Joey's a sweetheart, as long as you're on his side.
Yeah.
But the worst place in the world is a guy who's against Joey.
Right.
Like, Joey's what the worst. I've seen, like, Joey have feuds with people. It is a horrible thing to watch.
Yeah.
You know, like, because he's so passionate about his friendship with people that when someone turns on him, like, he's as loving and as friendly and as warm as he is. Like, you know how he is. Like, when he sees you, it's all hugs, and, you know, he calls you up. He calls you, Greg Fitzsimmons, what's going on,
yeah,
baby?
that's it. He's
You're
one
out
of
there
you guys that
making
just
him
call
suck
you.
Like,
Yeah.
I know what you're doing, dog. You know, and, like, he loves you. Like, I love Joey. Like, I mean, he's my family. Like, 100%. But if you turn on him, man, it's fucking horrendous. I've seen him go after people. It's scary. Yeah. It's crazy. He's so, like, he's Cuban.
Yeah.
You know? And, you know, he had a really fucked up situation growing up. He found his mom dead when he was 13. He was on acid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like he was raised by his friend's family.
And he was sucking a tit that night, too.
Was he?
Yeah, he was sucking some girl's tit on acid. And he found his mom dead, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Boy, some symbolism in that, huh? Whoa. Remember when sucking a tit was like, this is as good as it gets. I don't need anything better than this.
It's still. My wife, thank God, I could not have married a woman that didn't have nice tits.
Oh, there's a lot of women out there with little tits that are angry at you right now.
Sorry, you're not real women. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I couldn't have married one. Wow. I respect you and I'll hang out with you. I'll let you into my shows.
Wow.
But I'm not going to marry you.
I'll let you into my shows.
I'm going to go up there and give you 150%, but I'm going to go up there and try new shit. Last night I was talking about that we've all as men at one time or another Me Too'd somebody. That's how you learn not to be a Me Too'er, is by Me Too'ing somebody one time, and then you go, that wasn't right, and then I'll never Me Too again. For me,
That's
I was
a weird adjective.
Oh, and I started out with it. I opened up with it to really put myself in the fucking hole of debt. I might as well go out there with a
Is that an adverb? What is that?
Me Too'ing?
Is it a verb? Yeah. If you Me Too somebody?
It has to be an adverb, yeah. It's like
the only way you learn how to the only way you learn how to not be a Me Too'er is by Me Too'ing. You shoplifted candy when you were a kid, right?
Yes.
And your mother told you smacking, she goes, that's not right. Same thing with Me Too'ing. This L.A. is a fucking... Me Too was invented here. Marilyn Monroe to death. They to the death. Her vaginal thing looked like an embassy in Tehran, whatever they bombed.
What was that famous Fatty Arbuckle case where there was a...
It's just disgusting people out here.
Yeah.
This is, you know, between the Bikram documentary, did you see that one?
I didn't see that,
That filthy fucking animal getting women to suck that fucking 90-degree weather, 6 yoga session dick. That's just cruelty to animals. You could put you in jail for just sucking that dick. You know, Harvey, all that shit happens here. But as men, we've all Me Too'd somebody when you were a kid by mistake. And for me, I was in love with this lady named Faye. She was 37, had big juicy tits. She'd wear hot pants. I was about 14. I had never even seen a vagina, no titties, nothing. And we used to play basketball, and our 2 dogs were blind. She had French poodles, and she had flip-flops, and she'd cross the street, and she was so hot. She was 38, and she had a husband that was like 60. He would just barely be alive, like that dude from Texas that was fucking
J. Howard Marshall.
And he would watch her because he knew we were savage. So we were going to take her down. She had 2 daughters, and the daughters were badass. But one of my Goombas dated one of the daughters. I never told him I was in love. Every time I played basketball, Faye would come out and the game would just stop. And she'd turn for us, and the sun would shine through her halter. Remember halter tops were big in the 70s? And she had real yummy titties with the nipples sticking up. And it drove me crazy. I was 13, 14. I lived through that. I'd see her in the winter with pants on. She looked delicious. And finally, summer of 79, I'm getting all fucked up with some friends of mine, and we're drinking nips. We snorted some angel dust, and we're listening to Led Zeppelin 2. If you're going to fuck anybody, Led Zeppelin 2 is the album to get you. It starts off with A Whole Lot of Love. That just gets your hips moving, and then it goes into the Lemon song. And he's talking about squeeze me, baby, till the juice runs down my leg. I'm like, that's it. The juice is running down my leg tonight. My mother was a flower chick. She had flowers everywhere. I put on like a shirt. I swear to God, it had to be about 10 because she would walk the dog at night, but the husband was
How old
60.
were you at the time?
15. The dog would sleep. The husband would pass out by 8. So she would take the dogs out for the 10 o'clock. She would put them down, and, they were kind of blind French poodles, and she would still wear the tighty whities, the Dixie
pants,
Dixie Dukes, Daisy
Dukes.
Shorts. This is in the 70s before Daisy even was invented. She already had the Daisy on with the shirt, and I remember being on that Angel Does hide in the weeds, and with the flowers. I had flowers for her. I was going to bring her flowers. But my plan was to attack her, like just jump her in the thing, throw her down, and give her the flowers. This is how crazy I was.
You were going to attack her.
Like I couldn't take it no more. Like I wanted to marry her. Like that's how fucked up I was.
And you were on Angel Dust.
And I was on Angel Dust. It was whatever, THC crystal, call it what you want. It's animal tranquilizer, no matter how you look at it. And I remember that I ran up on her, and she turned. And she goes, Coco, what's going on? I go, and I just stopped, and I go, Faye, I'm in love with you. And she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, Faye, I've been in love with you for 2 years. I want to run off with you. Fuck my mother. I'm like, let's get a job. Let's leave. Wow. And she's looking at me like I was retarded. First off, she's looking at me like this kid is fucking snapped. And she goes, you've been drinking. I'm like, I still love you. Take the flowers. And she goes, I'll tell you what, if I divorce my husband, I'll consider it. And I was like, okay, I can live with that. Can I give you a kiss? And I kissed her on the cheek, and I could feel the heat going up my head. And finally, as I went to turn away, I looked at her legs. She had the juiciest legs in the world. And I go, can I touch your thigh? And she goes, go ahead. Joe Rogan, I touched like her kneecap. And my just exploded with sperm. I ran away like Steven Seagal. You ever see Steven Seagal run? He runs like a dud with that little limp. You ever see Steven Seagal run? But he ever try to make a move on you?
Oh, yeah.
When you were a kid?
Yeah, a couple times.
From 5 to how old?
The scariest one was when I was 13. When I was 13, I was in Boston. One time it happened before, but a librarian saved me. I was like 8. I was in San Francisco, and I was really into monster books back then. I was into monster movies and monster books, and I was looking at these books, and this creepy dude came over to me, and he said, you like monster books? And I said, yeah. And he said, well, I have monster books in my car. Do you want to come see them? I said, okay. So I was 8 years old. I was dumb. Started walking behind him, and the librarian screams out, Joseph, you get away from him. He just got out of jail. I'm like, oh, my God. And the guy ran, and I ran to the librarian, and she hugged me, and I was crying. It was very scary.
When I was
Very
13,
scary.
I got in a car with a guy. It was freezing out. Bus wasn't coming. I had the basketball. I was at St. Michael's gym. I got on Kennedy Boulevard. Next thing you know, there's no number 1 bus. I'm there for an hour and a half and 10 below, Guy pulls up. You want to ride? Yeah, I get in there. And I still remember how he acted. Like, from the beginning, from the minute I got in, something wasn't right. His energy wasn't right. And he thought he had prey. He was all hot and sticky. He was like, we were 18, and we were taking a girl back to our apartment. We were kind of clumsy. He was clumsy. And at the light, he went for the ball. He goes, you like playing basketball? And he went for the ball, and then he touched my dick. Like he slipped into the hole.
Oh, Kevin Spacey.
Do you like it? And I was like, do I fucking like it? And Joe Rogan, the door opened. It was like God opened the fucking door, and I just got out and ran.
Oh.
He kept saying, come back. I was just teasing you. Come on, I'll give you a ride. I was already home. I was already at the top of Schützen Park. What did I give a fuck? But that was basic. And I always think about that. Like, why didn't people approach me? I knew today, looking back, I still remember 3 guys. I remember a high school teacher that would come on as a basketball guru. And I found out. And I always thought a little weird about him. Not married, And then years ago, somebody said, yeah, he was sucking kids' dicks at the field.
I had a guy slow play me at a lake. There was a guy that used to run around the lake and talk to us when we were fishing. We were probably like 13. Me and my friend Josh, in particular, we would go to this one lake that was in our town, and we'd fish there all the time. And this dude would come by all the time and visit. He was always friendly. Started off real normal. What are you guys up to? Catching some fish? Like southern accent. Seemed like an old gentleman. And then a couple times he came when it was just me. And then he just sat down next to me and talked to me. And I was naive. I was 13. I just thought he was a real nice guy. Like almost like a older brother type figure. He's going to give you good advice. He talked about cool shit. He was a teacher. He got kicked out of his position for some unfair reason. He wouldn't really be specific about it, but he said, they didn't like the way he taught. And so anyway, this dude just becomes my friend, like nice and slow, brings me lunch. I even went to his house once. And then one day, I am fishing, and he's drunk. And he tells me he loves me. And I think I said something like, yeah, I really like you too. He goes, there can't be love without sex. And I remember thinking, what? Whoa. Like, what happened? And then I remember thinking, what a dummy I am. I thought this guy just liked me. I was his buddy. Like, he's going to teach me things. He just likes teaching people. He's just really smart. Then I had my hand on a knife. I had a Swiss Army knife, from them little red plastic ones. You know, the ones
with the can.
Yeah, they have all the kinds of. And all I was thinking is, I put it in my hand, in my pocket, like I held on to it, and I remember thinking, oh, damn it, I hope I don't have to try to use this, because I was thinking it's like he was a big guy. I was 13. I don't know what I weighed, 120 pounds or something. I'm like, fuck, this guy might beat the shit out of me and rape me here in the woods. Like, he was bigger than me, and he was always jogging. He wasn't in bad shape. And I told him to get the fuck away from me, and he told me to not be upset, and then I left. I got away. He didn't chase me. He didn't want to be violent. He wanted to trick me and kick him. He didn't want to rape me. He wanted to trick me and fucking him. I got real lucky that was the case. But then years later, I got a letter from him at my house. That was creepy, because it showed up in the mailbox like he had figured out where I moved to and sent me a letter. And I was like, whoa. And it was like real, like friendly and professional, like a real professor, like a scholar. I don't even remember if he ever apologized. But it was real weird. It was like, ooh, I dodged that bullet. How many guys that are like that but aren't nice, they just want to get you close and then rape you? That's much more likely, probably. That is some horrific shit, man.
With Puerto Rican Nelson, I went to his house.
That's his name?
That's what we called him. He was Puerto Rican, and his name was Nelson. And he lived on Given Terrace, and he lived next to the Otinos, but in the back. And I think he raped guys with a black dude. Like, there was a black friend of his that would come over there, and then they'd give you beer and all that shit. So he took you in as a, you like pussy type of kid. Like, you were 12. He's like, you want to see some good pussy? And then that's how it started.
And then they bring you over there.
You go in, and he'd start with the porn first. And then, yeah, bring your buddies anytime you want. Then it would be porn, and then he would get us nickel bags of weed. He started, I'll get you weed. And then he introduced our black friend to him. And his black friend just looked retarded. Like, his afro was cut weird. He had weird hair. And I remember him distinctively speaking about the Rock of Gibraltar, how he had just come back from Africa. And we were young kids, like, wow. And then once he showed us the porn, it came out like a week later. Somebody said, bro, that dude's no good. Ask what's his name. He went over there the other night, and he asked him if he could fix his dick. So we're like, what do we do here? Do we call the cops, or do we tell Carmine? We're like, no, let's just play the guy, because he was selling us weed. He was like a bartender in the city and would sell us weed. And then he pursued the porno thing with us. He's like, you guys don't understand, you know. And then he talked us into, he was like, I'm going to fuck my girlfriend, come over and listen. And we would come over there at night and listen. He would leave the window open. And it was his girlfriend. And then she would be saying, give me milk, daddy. Give me milk, daddy. And we like get creeped out and ran out of there one day. And then one day we actually went back. Then he got normal. I think with the misunderstanding with the one guy, he got normal. Like somebody checked him, and he got normal. And then like the next summer was when he would come out and play football with us with a robe on with no underwear, with just his gut. And we're like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like he went to desperate measures of perversion. And I think Mrs. Zanotti said something to him. You can't be doing that around here where you look at. And he's like, no, I just want to get exercise or something. Like he told us something weird. And that was the end of that.
It's fucking amazing that stuff's legal.
Did you watch 60 Minutes 3 weeks ago?
No.
That was the motherfucker's motherfucker.
What was it?
Just about the opioid epidemic and how the DEA stopped prosecuting. The word came from, it's just a nightmare. They're fucking terrible, those things. Listen, those things are terrible.
Yeah, there was a whole article recently about the company that sells most of the opiates and the family that's behind that company and how many billions of dollars that they've made off the opioid crisis. Opioid or beard? How we say opioid? How we say it wrong?
Once that shit grips you, that synthetic heroin, that's what that, right, isn't it?
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
It's a bad grip. Like I said, I took a 16th one night in my living room and I had to lay down. And that's my whole resume with OxyContins. And I'm a fucking mule. I can eat 2,000 milligrams of THC and live a 16th of one of those pills. I popped, it was just a little piece, nothing. My blood pressure dropped so much. I just laid down, went to sleep, and I knew my pill career had come to an end. And never even let it start.
Really?
Never even let it start. Can you believe, brother? In 2 weeks, it's going to be 10 years since I've done that wipeout. I want you to think about that.
Wow.
I want you to really think about it. I still remember being at Cobb's with you that January and like going, it's been 2 months. I don't know if I could really do this shit. Like, I don't know if I control this feeling. And I controlled it.
So you, like, when you quit, what was like the first week like?
First 2 weeks.
Did you think about going back, just like I can't do this? Or did you know that you had to make a change?
I had to make a change. I knew that my spine was starting to hurt. I knew
Your spine was starting to hurt.
Yeah, I was starting to get jolted.
Oh.
And by 4 in the morning, after you do coke, right at the tip over here.
A lot of people who've done coke get like Parkinson's.
Yeah, fuck that. No. Once I started,
you think that's related? I know a lot of old timers that did a lot of coke in the 70s. And then they wound up like some serious neuromuscular diseases.
Absolutely. That shocks your central nervous system. There was times I did cocaine that was like electric. It was like when you put that thing in your hand or you get electrocuted, you could feel the electric in your body the next day. Like that, like in your brain. Like you could actually see the neurotransmitters are fucking on fire. You could feel that. I could tell when I would go on stage after doing 2 or 3 nights of blow that week. I had no control. I really had no control over my material. I had no control over my delivery. That's what I wanted to tell you.
Like you're just the way you communicate was just off?
Yeah, your mind can't grip it. You can't sell the joke. The facial doesn't connect with the hand movement or the breathing. So, like, I knew that was always going to be a danger in the future. Now, I take all that... For like a year, I drank those, what's your buddy's name that makes the neurosurgeon milkshakes? The football player that beat the guy up, Romanowski.
Romanowski?
I took all his stuff for like a year just to...
Did you?
Yeah, the orange drink and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Neuro good. 1, that stuff. Did that help you?
Yeah, it felt good. It felt a lot better.
Like give your brain some nutrients?
Give me some control, yeah. But 10 years, I mean, that I had to do a benefit in Hoboken. And I had gotten high like that whole summer. I tried to get off coke. I was doing the heroin. I was trying to get off the coke and shit. And then that September, I ran out of heroin. So I was doing it like maybe once a week. Then the whole thing went down with Marilyn. I knew I had to stop. And then I had this thing in Hoboken. I went.
Whole thing went down with Marilyn Martinez when she died?
She was dying. I went back east that week, and she was dying. I don't know what happened. It was like, you know what? I was trying to get coke on Friday night. I couldn't get it, and I just took it for what it was. I was trying to get coke on Saturday. I couldn't get it, so fuck it. I took the plane back Sunday. I couldn't get it here. Something happened. I couldn't get it. And then that Monday, I had a meeting to do a movie, and at the end of the meeting, the guy said, listen, man, we know about your drug problem.